Welcome to Hood Champion Boxing and Sports. In boxing, you find a way to win, or you find a way to lose. The 140-pound division is on fire right now. However, sorry to ruin your moment and bring the bad news, but that damn division's about to dry up, just like 135 pounds. If you look at what's going on right now, right? Let's just look at Devin Haney, Ryan Garcia, Teofimo, Rolly, Regis, and Suber and Matias. When you look at these 6 fighters, and if we just stop there and say, man, we have something good, we can get these 6 fighters to mix it up over the next 2 years and for them to stay active and fight each other. Man, I'm telling you, these 6 guys can really keep boxing in a positive space. However, the days of the 4 kings, and even like we're talking about the live and having, Benitez in the mix, but Hagler, Hearns, Leonard, Duran, it's over. Like that, you'll never get that again. Because this day and age is just different when it comes to these fighters. Wanting to be undefeated, wanting money, wanting to walk to the ring first, wanting to flip a coin. Stupid shit, man. But what you see happening at 140 pounds, I just don't get it. But maybe we should understand, because the same guys who at 135 causing a mess, they're up here at 140 stinking up the goddamn division too. Now when we look at Teofimo, right? He was there at 135. Never saw him really mix it up with all the guys we wanted him to mix it up with. He did bang with Lomachenko. He did bang with Comey. He did get in there with Kambosos and got his ass kicked, right? And then he leaves the division and goes up to 140 pounds. But we never saw him getting there mix it up with the Ryan Garcias, with the Rollies, with the Devin Haneys. So then you take a look at what's going on with Teofimo now at 140 pounds. He's had this epiphany that he deserves more money, that he's not being paid fairly. And I'm not saying he's wrong. What I'm telling you is he doesn't seem to be wanting to cooperate with anyone to make a fight with anybody unless he's getting paid the lion's share and talking about $20, $25 million for a fight. And when you think about the fact, this whole relationship with him and top-ranking Bud Light, Teofimo may have a point as far as just how much money is being made off of the Bud Light connection that he brought over there. He may have a point on saying, if they're making, 100 million, 200 million or whatever from Bud Light, they could at least pay me, 10 million. Shit, forget 20, 30, they won't even give me 10. So I could understand him being frustrated, right? I totally can. But again, it still creates a problem for us because now he doesn't want to fight anybody. He just seems to be out here in the breeze and like, hey, you know what? I'll fight Terrence Crawford at 147, which came out of left field. But that could be something he's looking at doing. Nonetheless, you're not getting him to fight at 140 against any of these top dogs. Now you take a look at Rolly Romero. Would love to see Rolly fight anybody. No matter what people say, Rolly can fight. He's strong. He has an awkward style, and he's entertaining. But even look at Rolly. Rolly came. He picked up a belt, and it seems like he's already preparing to fight at 147 and dropping that belt that he picked up at 140 pounds. So again, another very fun fighter. Would be nice to see him mix it up with any of these guys who seem to be off in the breeze and going on looking to try to pick low-hanging fruit at 147, which there isn't really much low-hanging fruit there. But we know Rolly Romero's got the Mayweather connection, and I wouldn't be surprised if he does get an opportunity at a title when Terrence Crawford drops those belts. Then you take a look at Devin Haney. He's about to fight Regis. If he fights Regis Prograis, which that's a great fight, and that's why people are happy that it's happening. That's the kind of fights we want to see. But after that, Devin Haney talking about going to fight Keith Thurman. Don't get me wrong. I want to see him fight Keith Thurman. Even though Keith Thurman's inactive, I think Keith Thurman, if he takes the fight, I think he destroys Devin Haney. I just do. That's my opinion. I know Devin Haney's got the jab. He's fast. He's younger. He's athletic. He's active. I just think, you plateau after a while, and messing around with Keith one-time Thurman. I just think that could backfire on him. But nonetheless, he's going to make the fight with Regis Prograis at 140. We're happy about that. But then he leaves 140 and he's out of there. So 140 dries up. So just looking at it, just off the little bit we've talked about, Teo doesn't seem to want to make any of these fights. Rolly doesn't seem to want to make any of these fights at 140. Devin's making one fight at 140. Looks to be going to 147. So now you got Suber and Matias and Ryan Garcia. I just did a video about these two. Really, those seem to be the only two who are going to be hanging around there at 147, at 140, and looking to make fights. And what may end up happening is they may only have each other, or they may not fight each other because De La Hoya may keep Ryan from Suber and Matias. And Regis Prograis, if he loses his strap, well then nobody's going to want to fight him anyway because he's just a name, but he doesn't have a belt. So just looking at this, let me tell you, the 140-pound division is going to frustrate the hell out of a lot of people. It is. And I'm going to show y'all something, right? Let's take a look at this. Let me bring this down a little bit, okay? Hold on, let me do this for you. Show y'all something here. So you got Teofimo Lopez, who's the big dog, who doesn't want to fight. Josh Taylor, who's up at 147 pounds, so he's out of there. Regis Prograis, if he loses Devin Haney, nobody wants to fight him. Ramirez, it doesn't seem like anyone really talking about fighting Ramirez. Matias, nobody's calling him out except Hitchens. Hitchens is one of the two boogeymans at 140, but he's going to probably be busy with number 6 there, Catterall. Then Barbosa Jr., it doesn't seem like nobody really wants to mess with him. Who knows what the hell's going on with Antoine Russell? Ergashev just lost, so nobody's worried about him. And Sandor Martin is born as hell, and he's a slick fighter. So no one's really looking to call him out and get in the ring with him because, there's not really much money behind fighting a guy like Sandor Martin. So just looking at those guys who are the top 10 at 140 pounds, you figure it out. It's horrible. Without these 6 names right here, Haney, Garcia, Romero, Teo, Suber Matias, and Regis Prograis, the 140-pound division is dry and boring. And I'm telling you right now, I don't think it's going to get any better. I think what we're seeing right now is probably the peak as far as the 140-pound division and the performance-wise, because once Haney leaves, Rolly leaves, Teofimo does whatever he's doing, and if Regis loses, really the only 2 names you got that's really worth talking about is Suber Matias and Ryan Garcia. Now, what I will say is, if Hitchens can beat Catterall, and Hitchens, whose name is being talked about more and more now, but then Hitchens is another name we got to throw in the mix. But bottom line is, you got a big pot, and you have a bunch of meat that you want to cook. And right now, it looks like you got all the seasoning you need. You got a little thyme, a little oregano, you got your onion, your garlic, bay leaf, man. You got your little tomato to throw in there. You got your little cilantro, or we have something we call shadow benny in the Caribbean. The Spanish they call that shit recaito, man. Once you blend all that up, man, and you rub it on your meat and you season everything up good, heat up your oil, throw your onion and garlic in the pot, let that fry up, man. Then boom, toss your meat in there, and you do your thing. Well, you got something nice. But what we have here is goddamn 10 pounds of goat meat with no seasoning. Nobody want to eat that. You got 10 pounds of chicken, no seasoning. Nobody want to eat that. You got 10 pounds of beef, no seasoning. Nobody want to eat that. Gotta have some seasoning, man. And right now, the 140-pound division, it looks like sooner than later, it's gonna lack some seasoning. It's gonna be real bland, and nobody's gonna like it. Just pay attention to watch how it plays out. Hood Champion could be wrong, but I don't think so. Just my prediction. Y'all keep cool, I'm in the breeze.